Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your Raw review. Raw was pretty fucking boring this week, to say the least. No Lesnar, no world title, no pay-per-view on the horizon. So WWE just gonna go to sleep. They're not gonna really try anything new, different, or anything. There's some things that were a little different. We opened up with Roman Reigns cutting a promo. The fans were giving him a mixed reaction. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel came out. They said that Miz is not going to be there for a while. They acknowledged it. He's going to be shooting the Marine 32, the next installment in that exciting series. So they introduce Elias, and Elias is going to be challenging for the Intercontinental title, which is different. I like that at least now that the Miz is not there, they're picking a logical replacement. Elias, obviously, a very talented guy, another guy that has a look to him. He's being wasted, like I said. He wasn't even at Survivor Series. They could have done so much more with this guy. And it's the same thing like an Intercontinental title match. You'd be more excited to see this if there was actually like a lot more surrounding Elias. Like, had this guy done a few things on the show that were at least interesting? No, instead, we have to sit there every single week and say, this guy's got potential. This guy could get. You notice we say that about half the roster? I'm telling you guys, look, I even say it where I say it's warranted. You've got a guy like Sami Zayn. I say the guy doesn't have any look, but at least I say he's got that he could cut a decent promo. There's potential there. There's a lot of potential, and there's a lot of talent on this roster. There's guys that I don't even necessarily like Rusev, but I'll admit the guy's got talent. It's, the simple fact that they don't utilize or even try with this talent. For example, I say it every time we watch SmackDown about Rusev. Rusev Day. How the fuck is that guy supposed to get over with that bullshit? It's impossible. There's no way you could expect Rusev to get over with such an inane, stupid, annoying, and dumb and kind of confusing gimmick. A guy that thinks that but we're not talking about Rusev. How do you guys expect Elias to get over when you see that, him playing guitar every week, that's not really working that much. That's not really, getting people to want to see this guy. But tweaking his character and changing it up might. But they don't want to do that. I never understand that about them. If a guy's not really getting over and he has potential, you can't just send him out there week after week and, do the same shtick. It's not going to work. You even lost the crowd with Enzo and Big Cass by doing the same thing every week with them. Where it was hard even for some of the fans to get behind it because you weren't doing anything new or interesting. And the thing is, you'd have a team like the New Age Outlaws back in the day. They'd go out there, they'd do their shtick, and it never got old because they were always doing something interesting. You can't just have these guys going out there doing their shtick and then nothing else really, just having a plain old match or a bland promo. How is anybody supposed to get excited for these characters? They're not. We had Seth Rollins defeating Cesaro for the 90th fucking time. Seriously, how many more times are we supposed to see this? Dean Ambrose versus Sheamus. Seth Rollins versus Sheamus. Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. Dean Ambrose versus Cesaro. I mean, we've already maxed out these possibilities. Come on already. There's only so many combinations. Oh, but this week, Dean Ambrose is on his honeymoon, and Sheamus is in Ireland. So, this is different because they're just going to truly be one-on-one. Seth wins, okay. So, after the match, Seth Rollins announces they'll be using their rematch clause next week. He and Dean Ambrose. Kurt Angle is arguing with the Cruiserweights backstage, a bunch of jobbers wanting a title shot. He says we're going to have a fatal four-way this week, a fatal four-way next week, and then the winner of those two matches is going to face off against Enzo for the title. And where was Enzo? No mention of him. Enzo was not on the show, folks. One of the most charismatic guys. No, the most charismatic guy on the roster was not even there, and it showed. Because when this Cruiserweight division, there was nothing. He wasn't even on commentary. I mean, I'm sure he had something to do, but where are all these wrestlers? Sheamus is not there. Ambrose is not there. Oh, Ambrose on his honeymoon. Okay, well, how is it that they schedule all this shit on Monday? You know, there's a thing at like almost every single job I've been out called a blackout date, where you can't request days off a certain time when they really need you. You know, okay, you know, but every other time of the year is fine. I mean, like, but a Monday of all fucking days not to be there. Couldn't do it on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday. I mean, because nobody watches 205 Live, but I'll probably be there on 205 Live tonight, I bet. But I don't really see why it's a good idea. You're having challengers for his title, and the champion's not even there to oversee it. You know, and two fatal four ways. How creative. So we got 1, 2, and none of these guys are over. Not a single one of these guys is over. And then I'm seeing people online writing, we'll get to that in a second. Samoa Joe defeated Titus. And I never get this. So, you know, Titus has this little tiny flurry, but Joe beats him, chokes him out. Then he chokes out Apollo. Okay. So, Michael Cole is like trying so hard to put over Titus here. Oh, you know, he showed a lot of fire and passion or whatever the fuck he said. You know something? They say that periodically. Like, oh, I didn't expect this from Titus. So here's the thing. He loses all those matches where you say that. I don't even remember the last time this guy won a fucking match. Stop saying that, oh, he's putting on a good performance. Okay, you know, it's not even just about winning. Do something different with the guy. What is Titus Industries? Titus Worldwide Industries. What is that? Is it a team? Is it an industrial company where you lose all the time? Like I said, it makes no sense. Why would Apollo Crews follow Titus O'Neil when he's a fucking loser? I know the guy's cool and everything. I've been saying that for fucking years. I have said that on this channel since 2012. I said do something with Titus. The guy's got a look. He's got a body. He knows how to talk. So why? Why didn't they do anything with him? I don't get it. You know, it's like they try to put him over so hard here. Oh, he almost won. Oh, I've never seen this. I mean, like, so, you know, I'm not saying, like, okay, I know they want to build Joe up as well, but Titus is more interesting than Joe. Look at Joe with his stupid, flabby stomach, his man titties, and those stupid-ass tights. Those tights look retarded. They look stupid, dumb, moronic, idiotic. They look clownish. They look buffoonish. They look like a retard would wear that. I'd expect that from Eugene, not Samoa fucking Joe. Look at the stupid fucking tights. They got even like looser and shit. Looks more like a skirt than it did in TNA. You know, but he's still been wearing practically the same thing for fucking 15 years. So, you've got a guy like Titus that, you know, obviously this guy's got all the tools. So, why is he not getting over? Why is he not getting pushed? Why do they treat him like a loser? I don't really have the answers at this point. Probably because they simply don't give a fuck. I'll just go ahead and say that, maybe. Sasha Banks came out to cut a promo Absolution comes out, which is Paige and, the blonde and the lesbian looking chick, and they beat up Sasha Banks. And, it's like almost like Paige had nothing else to say because she said the same line as last week. I'm back. You're back. You were back last week, but you're back again? How can you be back twice? Anyway, I got nothing out of this. Paige is saying that she's doing this simply because, she started the Divas Revolution. She got rid of the word diva. So, they got rid of the word diva, and it's such a big accomplishment. I know this is playing into the whole feminism bullshit. Oh, they're not divas. They're women. They're respectable. Guys, I just want to look at Dana Brooke's tits. That's all I want to do. I don't care about, oh, she's a talented wrestler. We've got all these men here on the roster that wrestle a lot better than the women. Let's be perfectly honest. Ooh, sexism alert. Come on, you're going to have all the cucks coming at me. All the SJWs, all those guys are going to come to this video, and they're going to try to attack me and set me straight. White knight, white knight, white knight. They're going to do all that shit here in this video. But the hell with that. Let's just talk from the heart, really, because that's all we've ever done here on this channel, right, guys? So, the women are weaker. They're sloppier in the ring. Their matches never look as good as the guys. But when they do something good, I put it over. Didn't I say that their backstage brawls look 10 times manlier than the men? They do a lot of times. The Alicia Fox assault on Sasha, the one they did last week backstage with Paige and everything, it all looked good. The one on SmackDown. They always seem like they try harder to get noticed. But, the promo here... I'm just not feeling it. What is Sasha? What is she doing? I'm the boss. Well, she's been saying that for a few years now, and besides wearing glasses and knuckle dusters, I don't really see why she's the boss. Why is she an interesting character? She does this. She's got the mannerisms down. So, that's something that I will say about WWE. They always manage to put together a great entrance. Even Finn Balor... Even when he's not the demon, still with the smoke is a decent entrance. The mannerisms, you can't help it sometimes when nobody's looking in a room. Maybe even do the fuckboy Balor. Whatever the fuck he's doing with his arms, the double point. They got that. So, Sasha doing this is okay. I'm sure many people enjoy me just doing this in the video, whatever the fuck it is. I can't really do it with the bell. It's like, whoa, like, surf's up, dude, whoa, like some shit like that. I don't know what this is even. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa, and I don't know, but like I'm saying, like that stuff, like it's got something to it. I get it, but who is she? What kind of a character? She's a boss, so is she the executive of, like, Wells Fargo or some shit? I don't know. You tell me. She's a boss. She's an assistant manager. She's, like, an executive to the vice president of the company. What company is it? Is it Sasha Industries? Does she work for Titus Worldwide? I don't fucking know. They don't even tell you. She's a boss. Like Rick Ross? Nobody beats Rick Ross. Fuck that Sasha. That's not a boss. Fuck is that shit. Ripping that off from Rick Ross, I guess. I don't, like I'm saying, like, do you even sit down and think? Like, Stone Cold was the Texas rattlesnake because he was from Texas. You knew he was from Texas. And he acted like a rattlesnake because he'd strike like that. And you, like a snake, you couldn't trust him. So it made a lot of sense. The Brahma Bull, he's tough. The Rock would run right through you. The Phenom, it's the Undertaker. Mysterious. It makes sense. So why is she the boss? Don't know. Starting to not really care either. Bray Wyatt defeated Matt Hardy, and at the end, he got broken a bit. Then we'll tell you right here. This is some random match in the middle of the show, and this is the only thing I see people talking about online. And why? Because it's interesting. It's intriguing. It was a bit of a cliffhanger. Goodness gracious me. I wonder why. That this is the most talked about part of the show. Could it be because, yeah, it was interesting? You know, it was something there that was different from the rest of the show? Could it possibly be? Yes! That's exactly why people are talking about it. Because this is something that people wanted since the minute he came on there. So in TNA, you've got such an interesting character going on. You had these amazing Jeremy Borash produced, directed, whatever it was, videos, vignettes, the Leader Decay, the Final Deletion, and they were excellent. Matt Hardy achieved. I thought that Matt Hardy's best work is when he had the version 1 character, and that's when he was just like a simple mid-carder. He outdid himself with the Broken Matt character in TNA. I mean, he went to next level doing that character. I said Matt Hardy, Broken Matt is probably one of the best characters I've ever seen. And probably even rivaling some of the Attitude Era. You know, he would have fit right in at that. I mean, he was there during the Attitude Era, but if he did that character, he fit right in. So, why they decided to bring two guys who are accomplished single stars back and not... I know we want to do the nostalgia, we want to do Hardy Boys, but Jeff Hardy is already a world champion. You know, this would have been like if Edge went back with Christian. You know what I'm saying? From once in a while they would do that, but they pretty much stayed separate on the roster because, you know, it made sense. Edge and Christian had been, you know, apart. They had their breakup years back, and they're going to stay apart on the roster. You know, Edge is going to pursue his career. Christian is going to pursue his career. They didn't, like, bring them back together and, like, kind of, you know, they acknowledge that Jeff is a former world champion, but I sit there thinking Jeff Hardy, you know, he was in the ring with CM Punk and Triple H and all these other guys, and now you're just going to relegate him back to the role of a tag team. I mean, what do the tag team belts mean to Jeff Hardy? Well, you know, after you've already won a world title. I mean, Matt Hardy won the ECW world title. You know, so I'm not really too sure. I think he won the U.S. title as well, if I'm not mistaken. Or he almost did. That belt I don't remember, but whatever it is. So he accomplished so much in TNA, built up a character, comes back. They start having him do little Matt things, kind of just to please the internet crowd. And then it kind of just went away. You know, no more Matt, no more haha and shit like that, or delightful. So after the match, you know, Bray Wyatt beats him. Matt Hardy starts, you know, spazzing out in the corner, doing delete, 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 delete. And they said, can we be witnessing the breakdown of Matt Hardy? And let's be honest, guys. We know it's not going to be as good as TNA. And as much as I've bashed TNA, I will say those short periods of the months where we saw Billy Corgan and Jeremy Borash really being in control of creative, and we saw an upswing in TNA, that's why that was so good. Remember, we still have the same bozos. Now it's kind of like they don't have anything interesting. Brock Lesnar is not there. They don't have The Miz. So it's like they need another character because this is not enough. So that's why they're going with Broken Matt. They also probably wanted to wait because now Jeff Jarrett's out of there and the lawsuit stuff is not as, you know, as much of a threat to them as it would have been, I guess, if Jeff Jarrett was still there. So, you know, whatever the case, they teased Broken Matt more than they ever did before because now they had the commentators actually commenting on it and saying the thing about the breakdown. So, you know, I agree with Wade Keller they could have just had Matt Hardy all of a sudden acting like this way out of the blue, like what they do sometimes. But there's a little build up here. So I enjoyed that. And no surprise, it was the best part of the show. Rich Swann won the Fatal 4-Way match. That's Rich. Who fucking cares? Where's Enzo? Roman Reigns defeated Elias to retain the IC belt. There was one portion where Elias leaped off the top rope with an elbow and, kind of confirmed the comparisons to Macho Man. I mean, there are times when this guy looks a certain way, when the camera hits him a certain way, and he does look very Macho Man-ish, I will say that. But right here, it's like already taking a loss to, Elias. And, he's supposed to be kind of like Miz's replacement. But the guy already lost. They didn't even try to, protect them or anything in this match. It just kind of shows it's like, oh, well, we're just here to have good matches, and that's it. We're not here to protect talents. Samoa Joe attacked Roman after the match, so, we're going to see the fat boy and him probably wrestle the Royal Rumble or something. I don't know. Asuka defeated Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke's tits were swaying as she came down to the ring. That was the best part of anything involving women on this show. Asuka beat her with the Asuka lock in 3 seconds as soon as the match started. Absolution came down. They surround the ring, and then they just allow Asuka to leave. There's 3 of them, so they don't have a 4th girl to cover this side of the ring. So, all right, I'm just going to leave this way, guys. Well, I don't get it. So they attack Sasha, but Asuka, we're just going to scare her a little bit. We don't want to attack her. I mean, you talk about being lame right there. You know what? We're running out of time on the show. Let's just fucking let her leave. Kane defeated Jason Jordan by countout. That was a boring finish. Finn Balor comes out, because they've got a little bit of history, him and Kane. So, whatever. They say, to make sense of all this, Kurt Angle just sanctioned this match. So he just comes out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He chooses this part of the show to get his revenge on Kane. Braun Strowman interferes. And then we do a very, long and dragged out little beatdown with the chair. They always do this. Just get in and get out. The whole point here was to get Braun to, do the throat shot with the chair. And he does it, and it looks good. He does it on the steel steps instead of the ring post, so it was different. But, it just felt very by the numbers. It's like, okay, so, Kane's going to do this to him one week, then Braun's going to return the favor. And that would be okay if they didn't do that with every single feud. 50-50 booking. He hit him in the throat with the chair, so now it's Braun's turn to do it. I mean, it's okay, but, man, it goes on for so long. Kane's hitting him with the chair. Braun counters. He sets up the stairs, does the power slam. He doesn't have to do all that. Save that for the match. They're just they're doing spots during a beatdown. You know what I'm saying? They can't help themselves. They got to have a spot fest even during the beatdown now. I mean, you don't have to fucking blow your fucking load for every single segment and match. Save some for later. I mean, so guys, there you go. There's your show. It was nice to see Elias get a bit more spotlight against Roman, have a better opponent than just Jason Jordan or something. But, or fighting Apollo Crews for the 1,000th time. But the most interesting part on the show was all but 1 minute, and that was, Broken Matt, freaking out in the corner. Because at least we were like, what's going to happen next week? Is he going to go Broken Matt? Or are they going to tease it more? See what I'm saying? It was interesting. There was something there that, caught your eye. And for some reason, they don't really want to do that anymore because they're just fucking lazy, pretty much. So there you go, guys. There's your Raw review. This has been your YWC champ signing out.